This is a recipe video for lasagna. Lasagna can be made many different ways and is a well-known Italian dish, but this recipe is easy and simple and a family favorite. The ingredients you'll need are 2 medium onions and 3 cloves of garlic, about 1 cup of vegetable oil, which we'll use for 2 parts, 500 grams of lean ground beef, about a teaspoon of black pepper, 2 teaspoons of ground turmeric, 1 teaspoon of ground cilantro seeds, 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, salt to taste, 250 grams green peas, 500 grams crushed tomatoes, or you can use 3 tablespoons of tomato paste if you don't have any crushed tomatoes. 2 tablespoons sriracha sauce, 500 grams of lasagna pasta. There are 2 different kinds of lasagna pasta, one that needs to be boiled and prepared ahead of time, and the kind that we're using is oven ready and doesn't need to be cooked ahead of time. 450 grams shredded mozzarella cheese, about 4 cups or 1 liter of milk, and 120 grams or 1 cup of flour. We'll start by browning our chopped onions and garlic in some vegetable oil. We'll use about half of the vegetable oil and stir occasionally until the onions have cooked and browned. Then we'll add the ground beef and mix everything together. Once the ground beef and onions have been mixed, we'll place the lid on and allow the meat to cook. In the meantime, we can start to prepare the white sauce. In a medium saucepan, we'll pour the rest of the vegetable oil and then add in the flour. We'll mix the two together and cook slowly on medium to low heat, just long enough to get rid of the raw flour smell. At this point, the meat mixture is about halfway cooked through, and we can add in the green peas so that they have a chance to cook as well. Once we add the veggies, we'll mix them well, and then we can add in the spices. If you would like, in place or in addition to the green peas, you could also use chopped carrots, corn, or any other kind of vegetable that you would like. Or alternatively, you could leave out the vegetables altogether. We'll give everything a stir to make sure all the spices have mixed well with the rest of the meat mixture and allow them to cook for a few more minutes. Once the flour mixture has thickened and changed color like so, and you can smell the scent of flour, we can start to add in the milk. We'll start by adding a little bit of the milk at first and then mixing before adding in the rest. Once we've mixed in all the milk and the sauce is looking more uniform, we'll add in the black pepper and salt and mix. This is the consistency we want for the white sauce, and at this point we can turn off the stove and the sauce is ready. Now we'll add in the crushed tomatoes or tomato paste to the meat mixture and mix them well. Next, we'll add in the sriracha sauce and mix everything well. Once the sauce simmers for a bit, we'll add in about a cup or so of hot water and allow it to cook for an additional minute or 2. And at this point, the sauce has been thinned to the correct consistency that we'll need for the lasagna. To prepare the lasagna, we'll use a rectangular dish that's deep and start with a layer of the meat mixture. Since the meat mixture has vegetable oil in it, we don't need to grease the bottom of the pan. We'll spread the meat mixture to make sure that the entire bottom of the dish is covered in sauce. Next, we'll add dollops of the white sauce all over the ground beef. Because the white sauce is thick, we can't spread it in an even layer. But once we add the cheese and the two melt together in the oven, they'll reach and cover the entire layer. Next, we'll layer the pasta side by side, being careful not to overlap them too much, and we can always break pieces to make them fit the pan. Once we have a layer of pasta, we can start again adding the ground beef and then the white sauce and cheese, and continue layering in the same way until we've used all the ingredients, or until our dish is filled almost to the top but leaving a bit of space, because as the lasagna bakes, it will rise up a bit in the oven. The last layer should be the ground beef, white sauce and cheese on top. We'll then cover the dish tightly with aluminum foil and then poke a few holes using a fork or a knife. We'll turn on the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 180 degrees Celsius, and bake the lasagna covered for about 45 minutes. We'll then remove the cover and bake the lasagna for an additional 25 minutes or so, or until the cheese has melted and it's beautiful golden brown on top. And there you have it, an easy, delicious lasagna.